For today's headlines, Pinoys urge to spend. Mining done right. Isko gunning for Malacañang. Red Cross admits false positives possible. DepEd PNP to probe online kopyahan. Virus outbreak in QC seminary. Game changer eyed to unclog Manila. Good morning, I am Venice Bautista and this is Tribune News on Q. Today is September 22, 2021, and these are the latest news this Wednesday morning. Amid job losses and consumer appetite depressed by the COVID-19 pandemic, the Federation of Filipino-Chinese Chamber of Commerce and Industry Incorporation has called on Filipinos to loosen their purse strings. According to the business group, spending more may help the economy reopen as industries manufacture more goods or provide more services in reaction to increased demands. During the Pandesal Forum, the Federation of Filipino-Chinese Chamber of Commerce and Industry Incorporation President Henry Lim Bon Leong said it may take time to achieve pre-pandemic growth targets, but that we have to start now by spending. They are also urging banks and the national government to help unleash liquidity to fuel the engine of economic recovery because we need a stimulus, he added. When more money circulates, economic recovery gets the needed momentum in a cycle involving investments and consumption, he explained. He contrasted the above scenario to the climate of fear and gloom with its vicious cycles of shutdowns or retreats. He also urged banks to extend financing to micro, small, and medium-scale enterprises, as well as to big companies that want to expand some more. Next is jobs. Prioritize preserving the existing jobs of our employees by reducing costs and inefficiencies. We don't want to lay off employees, Don Leong said. Let this crisis be an opportunity to seek out new ways of doing business, such as e-commerce, so that we can save and even create more jobs for our people, he added. The Department of Energy remains committed to strictly implement mine rehabilitation programs to encourage responsible coal extraction in the country. Energy Secretary Alfonso G. Cusi said Tuesday that all mining firms operating in the country need to strategically develop not just environment-friendly mining operations, but also better rehabilitation plans. Bolstered by the 2018 directive of the DOE, the Accelerated Rehabilitation Program of the Panayan Open Pit Coal Mine of Semirara Mining and Power Corporation won first place at the 2021 ASEAN Coal Awards. Recognizing the success of SMPC's rehabilitation program in the 2021 ASEAN Coal Awards, he commends the DOE and SMPC for working together to show that responsible coal mining is achievable through the implementation of efficient mining operations and an effective mine rehabilitation program, Cusi said. According to Cusi, the success of the program will help end the so-called legacy mines or derelict and abandoned mines in the country. In January 2018, the DOE discussed the possibility of conducting an accelerated mine rehabilitation program in SMPC's southern Panayan area. The firm accepted the proposal and immediately implemented the DOE-approved rehabilitation program. SMPC won the special submission category for its accelerated rehabilitation of the South Panayan Pit in Semirara Island, Antique. The category is reserved for projects with the best practices and excellent cases in local coal development and utilization. The fastest of its kind and scale in the Philippines, SMPC's South Panayan mine rehabilitation involved the accelerated backfilling and reforestation of the 168-hectare open pit. Manila Mayor Francisco Isko Moreno Domagoso is now joining the race for the presidency in the 2022 national elections. Domagoso's run was confirmed by his campaign manager and by the mayor himself when he disclosed that his running mate will be defeated senatorial candidate Dr. Willie Ong. He will declare his presidential bid today, September 22, from the Baseco compound in Tondo, Manila. The mayor has been tagged as one of the choices of the One Sambayan opposition coalition for the top post in the land, another being Vice President Leni Robredo. Before Tuesday's declaration, Dumagoso begged off from Juan Sambayan's nomination but was very visible in city cleanups and in breaking ground for housing projects. A group of lawyers, the conveners of Bedan Lawyers for Isko, backed his decision as one who can completely address the nation's woes. Tribune News on Q will be back after these short reminders.
Magpabakuna kayo.
This public service advisory is brought to you by Daily Tribune and 100.3 RJFM.
Oh, vaccination, isolation, gotta keep up with my nutrition, gotta maintain my body condition, then I can take my vaccination. What do I choose? What do I take? As long as it is not a fake. AstraZeneca, Moderna, BioNTech, even Sinovac, okay na. Babakuna ka ba? 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 Vaccination for the nation, no more isolation. With vaccination. Babakuna ka ba? 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 Paturok, paturok, paturok.
This public service advisory is brought to you by Daily Tribune and 100.3 RJFM.
Magpabakuna kayo.
We're back on Tribune News on Q. The Philippine Red Cross has defended itself against allegations that its COVID-19 test laboratory in Subic submitted false positive results. PRC was responding to the complaint filed before the Department of Health by 48 medical workers of the UniHealth Baypoint Hospital and Medical Center. Headed by Senate Blue Ribbon Committee Chair Senator Richard Gordon, Red Cross acknowledged the possibility of false positive results, stressing that no test is 100% accurate. However, PRC Secretary General Elizabeth Zavala maintained there was no reported contamination in the testing laboratory at the time the 48 samples were tested on September 3 and that the machine yielded normal values. She said the results are valid. Since many turned out positive, the laboratory's pathologist decided to retest the samples and the machines yielded similar results. In another statement by PRC, it pointed out that out of the 48 samples, 45 turned out positive, which triggered a complete rerun and a manual process to eliminate the possibility of erroneous results which may be caused by cross-contamination. The false positives were raised by two lawmakers during a hearing at the House of Representatives, which DOH Chief Francisco Duque III confirmed. According to Duque, the hospital personnel sent their samples to PRC Subic, which returned positive to COVID-19 results. In disbelief, as they are all fully vaccinated, they got tested again at Medical City in Clark on September 6, and of the number, only 5 samples tested positive, Duque said. The health chief tasked the Research Institute for Tropical Medicine, or RITM, to validate the tests, and Zavala explained that since the hospital workers got tested only after 3 days, the situation may have changed. She also disclosed that this was not the first time that PRC's laboratory was accused of yielding a false positive result. PRC maintained that all of its 13 laboratories nationwide have standardized test methodology and procedures. Philippine National Police Chief Guillermo Eleazar has ordered the anti-cybercrime group to coordinate with the Department of Education to investigate reports of alleged online cheating by students in the distance learning scheme. Eleazar was reacting to the statement of DepEd Secretary Leonor Biones that they would seek assistance from authorities in investigating the matter. Based on initial reports, there was a Facebook group wherein students share answer keys for their respective exams. The school year 2021 to 2022 already began despite the COVID-19 pandemic, with the distance learning scheme being observed in schools nationwide. Briones had said any form of cheating will never be tolerated by the agency. Eleazar said, and I quote, "As we are implementing police reform through our intensified cleanliness policy, your PNP is ready and serious to help curb it as soon as possible so that it does not get worse, because if in this state alone the fraud is rampant, nothing will happen to our country is in the midst of the hands of people dishonest hopes." End quote. The chief PNP was referring to the aggressive reform programs which he initiated when he assumed the top police post in this year through the intensified cleanliness policy that is anchored on the broken windows theory, which states that small problems must be addressed immediately to prevent them from getting worse. Yet another religious facility in Quezon City was marked with an outbreak of COVID-19 after almost half of its population has tested positive for the virus. The Christ the King Seminary along E. Rodriguez Avenue has logged 25 residents who tested COVID-19 positive. There are 59 individuals occupying several buildings in the compound. Quezon City Epidemiology and Disease Surveillance Unit Chief Dr. Rolando Cruz said these found positive were 9 priests and 16 employees. 11 have already recovered, while 13 of them are still battling the respiratory disease. 1 priest died on September 3. Tribune News on Q will be back. Stay with us.
It's time for the world to know. Outstanding Filipinos in America. The 11th Outstanding Filipinos in America Awards 2021. A salute to the heroes of coronavirus. Coming back live in person at the Carnegie Hall in New York City, home of the TOFA Awards since 2011.
Magpabakuna kayo.
This public service advisory is brought to you by Daily Tribune and 100.3 RJFM.
Magandang araw mga katribo! Narito na ang mga makakasama nyo tuwing umaga sa programang Gising Na. Roy Pelovelo, Comfy Manalo, Chinky Mangkukang, Vernon Velasco, Kim Sancha at Chirk Balagtas. Abangan ang programang Gising Na mula alas 8 hanggang alas 9 ng umaga sa Facebook page ng Daily Tribune.
Ilabas ng mainit na kape at samahan kami sa inyong pag-almusal, mga katribo.
Sama-sama natin alamin ang mga natatagong istorya sa mga latest na kaganapan sa loob at labas ng bansa.
Simulan ang bawat umaga with good vibes sa mga informative and recreational segments dito sa ating programa.
Maaari niyo rin ibahagi sa amin ang inyong opinion via Daily Tribune Facebook page at Tribune Now sa YouTube.
Makichika na rin sa latest showbiz happenings, mga katribo.
Kaya naman, magkita-kita po tayo mula Lunes hanggang Biyernes, alas 8 hanggang alas 9 ng umaga at magsama-sama po tayo sa
Gising Na!
Magpabakuna kayo.
We're back on Tribune News on Q. The government has green-lighted San Miguel Corporation's proposal to ease road gridlocks from east to west of Metro Manila by reviving water transportation through the 19.37-kilometer Pasig River Expressway or PATEX. The Departments of Transportation and Public Works and Highways, along with SMC officials on Tuesday, signed the Supplemental Toll Operations Agreement signifying the approval of the 95 billion pesos project. This will be an inclusive, user-centered infrastructure that will integrate various modes of transportation beyond cars. It will have dedicated bike lanes, walkways, a bus rapid transit system, among others, SMC President Ramon S. Ang said. And also noted that with the company's 2 billion Pasig River Rehabilitation Initiative, SMC is looking to expand water transport through ferry boats, not wielding people to cities along the waterfronts of Metro Manila. Parex will also connect to and utilize a 2.7-kilometer portion of the new Skyway Stage 3 from Nagtahan to Plaza Azul. SMC has tapped urban planner Felino Palafox Jr. to help develop the master plan for the project. And that wraps up the stories this morning. Before we go, we would like to thank the SM Store, Araneta Center, Department of Tourism, MG Motors, Hina Motors, Security Bank, and Overseas Community Affairs Council member Alan Lin of Republic of China for their continued support. Again, this is Venice Bautista, and you are watching Tribune News on Q. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay at home. Good morning!
Catch the latest news on our website tribune.net.ph and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel, Tribune Now. The Daily Tribune is one with the nation in facing the COVID-19 crisis, and in line with this, the Daily Tribune digital edition and press reader is now available for free online. You can also download the Daily Tribune app on Apple Store for iOS users and Google Play for Android users to get the latest and most comprehensive news online. Daily Tribune is also inviting everyone to join its Community Viber Katribu to get updates on the freshest and hottest news and entertainment stories of the day. Tarcito emoticons are also available on our Community Viber. Just click on the link in this video to join.